What's going on with the little motherfuckers? All right, listen. Let's have a conversation with somebody right now about my childhood. Nigga, it's like the development of loot. And like when I was a kid, I was a good kid, but like shit always happened, all kinds of stuff. And in conversation, I remember the time when I was a kid. I was like 8 years old and I had the NYPD looking for me. So I'll tell the story now because I haven't told anybody that story probably since I was a teenager. And I just remembered it because it was like the developing building blocks to, I guess, the retard you see today. All right, so here's the go. When I was a kid, right, I went to PS 163 in New York City in Upper West Side. Okay, now I was there. It was nothing but Puerto Ricans and blacks. That was the school makeup. We had one white kid named Dennis, and then eventually we got one named Porky. Dennis was crazy. He's probably out there like a serial killer. Porky passed away. And now we could do rest in peace, brother. But when I was there was this one kid named Arturo. He was half black, half Puerto Rican. And you got to think of the time frame back then. You know, you're a kid, whatever. Like I was a street kid. Like I was like a grown man, but like in a little body. And Benny was my classmate. Mikey still wasn't with because he was younger. But this kid Arturo, he was like, yo, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Superman. So me, unlike other people who go, you ain't Superman. See, for me, it's different. I was like, dog, I know you were Superman. I felt you were Superman. And he fucking connected. He's like, yeah, you know, right, that I'm Superman. Didn't matter this motherfucker had an afro and he was black, but I was like, dog, you're Superman. I know it. He fucking wore the red Converse, high tops and everything. So anyway, I used to have a fucking blast. Every time I was like, what's up, Superman? What you doing? He's like, no, it's okay. You know, other people don't know I'm a Superman. He thought he was Superman like the TV show back then. Up, up, all the way. Anyway, after a while, me gassing him out like, dog, you Superman. I took it to the next level. I was like, dog, you need to have a fucking cape, man. We got to find you a fucking cape. So no joke, it took a while, but we fucking found like this fucking red ass fucking towel / rag. I don't know what this shit could have had bed bugs on it. We're like, dog, that's your cape. He's like, yeah, that's my cape. Let me tell you something. He would tie it around his fucking neck and he would run around like Superman. I used to have a fucking scream. It was fucking one of those things where it was pure fucking laughter. He took it the next step over. One day he comes over and he says, I want to show you something. And he opens up his shirt and he has the Superman t-shirt, like the Underoos type t-shirt for kids. And I'm like, dog, I knew you had an S under there. He's like, yeah, I'm Superman. So this motherfucker got his cape and he got his fucking S going on. And let me tell you something. When the fucking Superman movie came out, this motherfucker took it to another level. But one day he kept on with Superman, and I'm like, dog, I think you could fly. Like, he's like, I know I can. I know. I was like, I don't know if you can, but I was like, I think you can fly, man. You got the cape, you're Superman. Like, I didn't think nothing of it because I always fucked around with him. And on that day, I just told him, man, I think if you fucking go out that window, you will fly. Like, I just did it as a joke. I didn't think this motherfucker had it in him. No joke. He just fucking looked at the window, turned around, and up, and away this motherfucker went. Like, when he jumped out the window, you could see the bottom of the Converse, you know, like the circle, the X, like he leaped out. It was 3 floors. PS 163 had 3 fucking floors. That motherfucker went out and then went straight down, landed on half the grass, half of a fucking like chain link fence they had there. Fucked himself up. Now I was like, people are like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. I didn't see anything. I don't know. Maybe it was a bird. I fucking distanced myself away from that. I looked out the window. Superman was all fucked up. His fucking cape was here. His fucking Converse would go like this. So anyway, I was still fucking quiet for a while until Superman woke up in the fucking hospital. And he's like, Luis told me I can fly. Luis told me you can fly. Yo, that's all they needed. They had like social workers and NYPD looking for my ass. Like it was like that. They're like, did you throw him out the window? I was like, no, I didn't throw him out the window. He said he was Superman. And he jumped out the window. They were trying to say like, I threw this motherfucker out the window. I'm like, dog, he has a cape and a Superman t-shirt and red high top Converse. The motherfucker thinks he's Superman. You don't got to throw him out the window. And they were like, you told him to jump out the window. I said, no, I told him he probably could fly if he jumped out the window. So anyway, years later, when he was in the neighborhood after he recovered, he's all fucked up with a limp, whatever, he sued the school district and stuff. But whenever we used to get into arguments, because he's always angry at me because he remembers that I fucking gassed him up as Superman. And he used to start talking shit. I'm like, yo, dog, don't worry, I know you ain't Superman. That used to get him fucking angry. Like, he remembered that shit. He fucking said to his sister, and when he jumped out, he actually thought he was going to go up, and this motherfucker went down. Fucked himself up. But that was like the development blocks of me as a kid. And later on, it just continued. Like all the fucking ridiculousness. Because I always had a blast when I was a kid. Until the state of New York sent like some crazy bitch with some thick glasses and a clipboard to come seize my ass. She had like I think she had like a state trooper with her. They came in this fucking van to the fucking school. I guess we're here for Luis Bravo. I was like, no, he's down the hallway. He just went that way. I fucking disappeared from that school for like a month. When I came back, let me tell you something. It was just fucking crazy world. A lot of fucking things happen along the way. You know, we electrocuted our fucking shop teacher, that motherfucker. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of crazy things that just continue throughout the years. Was the development of like my childhood. And I guess who I am today. But that one there, that was the beginning of me. Not my fault this motherfucker thought so. I was like, dog, Superman ain't black, but whatever. If you want to do it. All I can tell you is this. I am so happy I had my childhood. And I'm actually shocked that a lot of you motherfuckers didn't have childhoods like this, because like for me, it was normal until I started. And always before I used to talk some things about, yeah, when I grew up, this happened or whatever. But now I get to see like, I had a fucking crazy childhood, but I will never change it. So I just wanted to share the Superman story. The other one I was just fucking Jimmy the crackhead when he took over an ice cream truck. Like, that was another one, like perfect example. This is a motherfucker I grew up with. He became a fucking a crazy crackhead, like a level 5 crackhead. Not like a regular one that every now and then has a rock. No, this motherfucker was up there every day. He hijacked the ice cream truck, took the driver, like tied this motherfucker up, and took his money. And then he had that epiphany, that capitalistic crackhead moment, where he said to himself, wait a minute. I think somebody came to the window and said, Mister, I'll have a vanilla with color sprinkles. And he's like, hold on a second. Fucking Jimmy the Cracker was like that. He was dipping cones and fucking selling ice cream. He figured out, as long as he keeps his motherfucker tied up, he could sell ice creams. He sold so many ice creams to the point where the ice cream's all diluted. There's no sprinkles on it. Everything is like melted and shit. But he was making a killing while this motherfucker was down on the ground. He's fucking kicking him like, dog, once you run out of ice cream, I'm out. He had cash. He was just taking money. Because it's a cash business, Mr. Softy. These are the kind of like things that happened in my childhood that obviously makes my world a little bit different from yours. So the Wall Street financial Silicon Valley stuff, there's a ton of funny shit that happened there. But the childhood is what made everything. So don't buy ice cream from crackheads. And just because you got a red towel or red Converse, you ain't Superman. So giant love, motherfuckers. Maybe I'll do a live stream in a few minutes, but we'll see.